Hey guys, Glacial here. And Sonic 3 is a pretty big game. I can't talk about it all by myself, so that's why I brought in Sonic YouTuber BillehBawb to help me out with it.
Hi, I'm BillehBawb, and I make Sonic videos. And that's it.
If you were to ask me what my favourite Sonic game is, be it 2D or 3D, chances are I'd say that game is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Originally planned to be just one game, it eventually had to be split up into two different parts, separated by 8 months. With Sonic 3 releasing in February 1994 and Sonic & Knuckles releasing in October of 1994. The Sonic & Knuckles cartridge was oddly shaped compared to every other Mega Drive game, but this was so Sega could use their new lock-on technology to connect Sonic 3 to it to make the full package, Sonic 3 & Knuckles. The lock-on technology was advertised like it would be the next big thing, but in reality it only ever worked with two games, being Sonic 3 and Sonic 2. Connecting it to Sonic 2 allowed you to play through the whole game as Knuckles, while connecting it to anything else just showed up this no-way screen, which would let you play millions of different Blue Sphere special stages. But tragically, it didn't let you play as Knuckles in Mortal Kombat, but I can dream. Sonic 3 didn't seem to have much new going for it. No time travel, only one new character, and overall not as many new features as Sonic CD. But didn't need to, because in my opinion, Sonic 3 mastered what Sonic 2 already did a few years back, and it truly pushed the limit of what the Mega Drive was capable of. Sonic 3 starts off right where Sonic 2 ends, with Sonic and Tails on the tornado as a Death Egg crashes onto the Angel Island, home of a brand new character, Knuckles the Echidna, who guards the Master Emerald. The plot of the game is shown off perfectly with the opening cutscene. Take a look. It tells you everything you need to know. Knuckles has stolen your Chaos Emeralds and you want them back. The manual goes into more detail, stating that Robotnik told Knuckles that Sonic was trying to steal the Master Emeralds, so he had more time to fix the Death Egg. Unlike previous Sonic games, there are two bosses per zone instead of just one, with Robotnik serving as the boss of every Act 2 stage, but if you're playing as Knuckles, he'll be replaced with an Egg Robo. The zones in Sonic 3 are some of my favourites yet. The opening zone, Angel Island, is easily the best starting level in the classic games. The acts are the perfect length, the level design is amazing, and it just feels fun to play.
Angel Island Zone is probably the best starting level in any Sonic game ever. I mean, there's giant rings thrown all over the place, so experienced players can get the Chaos Emeralds, but they're also placed in a way whereas people who don't know the game as well can find them pretty easily too. The intro cutscene is so good, dude, and everything being set on fire before the second act even starts really creates incentive for you to go. It's a very memorable, great zone to start off with in pretty much every single aspect.
Hydro City Zone is the water level in the game, but it's leagues above Labyrinth and Aquatic Ruin Zone. There are some very fun segments in this zone, with lots of speed and fun obstacles, but not all of it is this way.
Hydrocity Zone isn't my favorite, but it is the least bad classic Sonic underwater level, so that's pretty good. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can stay out of the water, except the thing is that most of the time you don't know what you're doing if you've never played the game before, so it can be kind of frustrating if you're just starting.
Marble Garden Zone is not very good. It's slow, annoying, and it feels very long. Almost every time I die in this level, it's due to something randomly popping out of the wall. It has some fun parts, but they're quite rare.
Honestly, in my opinion, Marble Garden Zone kinda sucks. Like, there's walls everywhere that you have to break down with the spinny top things, except sometimes it's not clear you have to stay on one, so then you jump off and then you realize you have to go back and get one. It's just a hassle. There's just stuff everywhere that pops out and hits you. It's very confusingly laid out. Both acts of Marble Garden are honestly just a slog unless you've played through it already a million times.
Carnival Night Zone is just okay. It's a nice refresher after Marble Garden, but overall it's not that great. I find myself just bouncing around uncontrollably for most of it, and of course there's that barrel that everyone had trouble with, but personally I never found it too bad.
Carnival Night Zone is alright. I personally prefer Casino Night, but it's okay. I mean, I really don't like the water sections partway through, and you just kind of get bounced everywhere, especially in this zone. And of course, there's the barrel, I guess. Oh yeah, and also, everyone says that Carnival Night has such a good song. No, this is trash, dude. The Sonic & Knuckles collection music is way better.
Ice Cap Zone is pretty decent. The snowboarding intro is pretty cool, and then the actual level is decently fun to play. But it can feel fairly bland in some parts, but overall it's not too bad.
Ice Cap's pretty good. I really like the snowboarding section at the start, although I wish there was a little bit more to do besides jump and miss the ring, so it's just better not to jump anyways. The music for this zone kinda sucks too. I especially hate how the second act is just the first act with less instruments. Ice levels usually aren't that great, but there aren't any actual ice physics in Ice Cap, so the gimmicks hold up really well, and it's a pretty fun zone.
Launch Base Zone is the last zone in the Sonic 3 portion of the game. The style of the level is really appealing, and the level design is pretty fun to play. The fact that you can see the completed Death Egg in the background really gives a goal to get to.
Launch Base is pretty good too. I really like the theming where you're kind of working towards this zone for the entire first half of the game, and you have to work to stop the Death Egg. It's a pretty good midpoint.
Mushroom Hill is one of my favourites in this game. It's very fun to play, and all the different gimmicks are quite unique and act as very good obstacles.
The cutscene at the start of Mushroom Hill Zone that shows the Super Emeralds is really good. And there's actually a lot of gimmicks in Mushroom Hill Zone that hold up really well. I think that the area kind of changing color as you progress also is another really good progression.
Flying Battery Zone is really boring. It's so boring in fact that I completely forgot about it while writing the script for this video. All you do in this stage is wait, and keep waiting. The boss is alright though.
Flying Battery isn't the greatest. I mean, you just kinda sit and wait the entire time. It's really not that fun.
Sandopolis Zone is probably the lowest point in this game. It's slow, boring, and Act 2 can be incredibly obnoxious if you don't know what you're doing. But at least it's 10 times better than Metropolis Zone, so it's got that going for it.
I think Sandopolis Zone gets a lot more hate than it deserves. Like, yeah, pushing the switches isn't super great, but it's not like the ghosts are a massive inconvenience as long as you don't just ignore all of the pulleys. Overall, I think Sandopolis isn't really that bad. It's a fun zone.
Lava Reef Zone is my favourite zone in the Sonic & Knuckles portion of the game. It's pretty unique as far as lava levels go, and the platforming segments are very fun, and the ending with the Knuckles boss fight and watching the Death Egg take off is really cool.
Lava Reef and Hidden Palace are also just incredible. The way that the story progresses, especially at the end of Lava Reef Act 2, and the whole boss with the Death Egg activating in the background is sick.
Sky Sanctuary Zone is the last level in Knuckles' campaign, and it really does serve as a great conclusion. It's got really good boss fights, and every time I play it, I end up having a great time.
Sky Sanctuary is also really cool. It kind of feels like everything you've done up to this point is just culminated in Sky Sanctuary, where you have to run up to the Death Egg as fast as you can.
Death Egg Zone is the last proper zone in the game, and it's a pretty good one at that. As a level, it feels intimidating but triumphant at the same time. The boss fight at the end is incredibly fun, but I personally think that Sky Sanctuary is a better level.
And then, of course, the conclusion to that is the Death Egg Zone, which I think is also a really solid ending zone of the game. Like, it's very imposing. I think the music does a really good job of that.
If you're able to collect all 7 emeralds, you'll visit the Doomsday Zone with the true final Robotnik boss. You fly around his hypersonic and smash Robotnik ship. It's very fun.
And then, of course, there's Doomsday, which I think feels a really good final zone of the game if you get all of the Chaos Emerald.
And that is Sonic 3. I know I complained a bit, but overall it's easily my favourite 2D Sonic game. It perfects the gameplay of the previous games and improves on the level design, and in my opinion it improves on Sonic 2 in almost every single way.
It needs to be said, but overall I think Sonic 3 is an incredibly strong game, especially when Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles are put together. It's easily the most solid of the classic games. While I personally prefer Sonic 2, I can't deny how great the level design is in Sonic 3, with it mixing the speed of Sonic 2 and the complexity of CD. And of course, every single zone in this game looks amazing, and while some parts might not play the best, it's still overall a very strong platformer. I also think that modern Sonic could learn something from the storytelling in Sonic 3, which is just so strong, and without even having any dialogue, it's honestly crazy.
Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.